Hello, it's the Sensor Gambino here with a new stream. And this stream we'll be going over the event week for this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. To the best of my ability, that is, because of fucking acid bullshit going on with my throat right now. I've had all kinds of acid shit lately, I think. In terms of my throat, like, not like acid lab or anything, but I don't know what the fuck's been going on with it. Like a couple months now, I think, at most. Okay, but yeah, before I get into title and stuff, I'm making sure that my live stream is working fine. Today is definitely November 5th. Also, like, daylight savings time or whatever the fuck, like, the clocks get turned back an hour, so you technically gained an hour today as well. Everything looking fine on my desktop version of YouTube Studio. So I shall continue here. I already looked at my microphone, make sure that was working fine, and it is. For my headset. Alright. So, yes. Going into the title of the stream, also kind of goes into what I'm hovered over as well. There's basically going to be 2 times money in RP on the security contracts. And security contracts are definitely quite an amazing way of making money, I would say, in the game for sure. Security contracts, I think, normally pay like 50-ish, like 1,000 and shit. They pay like 50K and stuff, kind of. It depends on like rarity and stuff. Though, as long as you still have like the tier 4, as long as you still have the tier 4 of like the career progression, at least on the 9th gen version of the game, you should be going for the specialist and specialist plus ones, anyways, for one of the tier 4s. So, if you still have that going, then it's a very good opportunity to be going for the security contracts for sure. I think you can make like over 100,000 on a lot of those like specials plus ones right now, which is quite the insane shit. I'll go in more details in more like particular ones like in the game and stuff, but yes. I do think it's actually one of the more like recent crazy money opportunities in the game for sure. I think it's kind of one of the latest and greatest money opportunities in the game for sure. As of the last like couple years, so it's definitely a super great one. Again, I'll probably go into more details on that in game. But trust me, it's so fucking good. As long as you're not doing asset protection, I'll say right away, if there's one to avoid, it's asset protection. Just about any of the other ones are pretty fine though. I will also say there's only 2 that can be done in the Specialist Plus difficulty, I'm pretty sure, which is the highest difficulty, which is ones where you take something back over to the agency. As far as I understand, Specialist Plus requires you to take something back to your agency, so I think the only 2 that you can get Specialist Plus on, by the way, is going to be Recover Valuables and then Vehicle Recovery, I believe, are the only 2 that allow for Specialist Plus. So if you are going for the absolute most money possible for security contracts, those are the 2 to focus on whenever you do get that Specialist Plus difficulty, at least. That's all I'll kind of say right now. Though actually, I guess there is another thing I should mention too. There is a cooldown skip as well that you can do right now as of Andreas Mercenaries, at least. I don't think it's been patched yet. I've done it like months ago when grinding the tier 4 security contracts. all you have to do is basically go over to your main menu, which you kind of have to do anyways if you're going for specialist and specialist plus difficulties only for the like 100 required for tier 4 anyways. So if you are going for that anyways for the tier 4, if you are going tier 4 specialist plus like 100 contracts for that, you're pretty much going to have to kind of do the cooldown skip anyways if you're not going to want to like wait and like do professional difficulties constantly like when you don't have the right difficulty. So yeah, just keep going back to main menu and then just go back into invite only. If you have the story mode, it's super easy. If you have like online only, if you have online only, you might have to do free mode first, which could be time consuming. So I do recommend having a story mode add-on though if you're doing that though. Again, since my throat is so acidy or some shit right now. Fucking. You wanna go fucking. Again, since my throat is acidy right now, I'll repeat. There's the little trick, like I said, you can go back to the main menu and it'll skip your cooldown. I don't know if it's too ideal. It might still be kind of ideal if you only have the online, but it's going to be so much faster if you have the story mode upgrade, so you can go right to story mode and then right to invite only, which is super fucking quick. Because if you only have online, as far as I know, you can only do a public session and then you have to go invite only, which is kind of long. As far as I know, then you would have to go like a public, then invite only if you only have online, which is kind of long. Yes, indeed, you acidy fucking fruit. Day to Dead. There's a couple login rewards it seems you get for Day to Dead, a celebration for Day to Dead. Now, as far as I know, these have definitely not appeared in the past, so these would definitely be new login rewards. Hold on, man. I really gotta take a sip of this fucking water, man. Fucking goddamn. I did have a ghost pepper, like, ranch spicy chicken sandwich at Wendy's and shit. But man, I've had this fucking acid thing for maybe a while now. My eating and like sleeping habits might have not been the greatest during the Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare walkthroughs for some fucking reason. I don't think my eating and sleeping habits were super great during the Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare walkthrough, which might have caused some of this for me personally. Ah, man. Fucking hell. But yes, looks like a couple new Day of the Dead, like, login rewards there. Seems you also just have to log in for the DJ Pooty as well here. So there's quite the login rewards here. Now, as far as I understand it, DJ Pooty is a previous login reward, and it's not one that's new, like the other couple appear. This was apparently given out in the past. I do believe this one was, from what I've heard, given out in the past. Apparently you had to beat like all the short trips or something. Apparently you had to beat all the short trips or something like that. I believe like one certain previous event week. So it was not one that you like It's not one you just logged in for in the past, but you did have to earn it in the past. This time you just have to log in for it, though. Again, sorry if I'm being super extra clear, but my throat is being really shit lately within the last couple months, I feel, so... Okay, what the hell? That was a long loading thing there, but whatever. Alright, whatever, that was a really long loading thing, but whatever. Alright, that was a really long fucking loading thing, but whatever, you shitty fucking fruit. Shitty acidy ass fucking fruit, man. But yes. 2 times money RP on short trips. Short trips are those missions that feature Franklin and Lamar. But yes. Short trips are those missions that feature Franklin and Lamar. They're kind of like Grand Theft Auto 5, like story mode missions essentially, but they're for like Grand Theft Auto Online, so like one player plays as Franklin and Lamar, which is super fucking cool. It's a super damn cool concept, and I think it works pretty nicely. And yeah, it says you can bring up the like iFree, you can do quick join contact missions. That's how you can do it for like the quick join thing on the iFree. You can also apparently do it for the pause menu, but I think mine have disappeared for some reason. I don't know why, but mine is... I think in the pause menu for short trips, I think mine have disappeared for some reason, so I'm not sure about that one anymore, but... I think you can do it for the pause menu too, but mine have kind of disappeared for some reason. Now these missions actually pay out pretty good, I feel, compared to most contact missions. I do believe they pay out like 100,000 or something like that on 2 times, like on a hard mode or something, which is kind of crazy. They might be like 50k or something on normal money, but like 100k on like 2 times or something, which is super nice. Now there is kind of a reason why they pay out the way they do. Again, for one, you're playing as Franklin and Lamar, so you're not going to have your personal vehicles. So you're not going to have your personal vehicles, so you're much more restricted in terms of your vehicle usage. Same with your weapon usage, you get Franklin and Lamar's like weapons essentially, so you're not going to be using your own personal weapons. The only things you do use from your character, I believe, is your snacks and armor, pretty much. I think that's it, pretty much. So like I said, they're like story missions. You're actually playing as the characters, so therefore you don't really get your vehicles and weapons, so... That's kind of why they pay out as much as they do. So they are technically the highest paying contact missions, but they're not exactly the most replayable because of the, like, not being able to use all your vehicles and weapons. Which does limit strategies and stuff like that technically, so... It's kind of a... So you're kind of limited on your strategy, so it's kind of a double-edged sword kind of thing, pretty much, I feel. But yeah. This is kind of just specifying what I've... Just kind of just, like, saying a little more about, like, those masts, I guess. That was already on the main menu. I'm not sure why they're putting it here as well, but okay. And hold on here for a second. I'm actually going to check my Google Chrome for a moment, see, like, make sure that there's not another Red Dead event here. I think that happens later. I think I am doing this as intended. I don't think I forgot about Red Dead or anything. I do not believe I flat out forgot about Red Dead or anything. Alright, yeah, goes to November 6th. Okay, good. Just making sure. Apologies for that. Just making sure that I didn't neglect Red Dead like Rockstar does. Alright, my phone's 100% again, so I'm gonna plug it so I can use it easier during the live stream. 2 times money in RP on security contracts. Again, for the most part, I think I kind of mentioned just about everything that's need to know. Fuck, bro. Fucking throat's forcing out these burps and shit, I swear. And they're all like acidy and shit. Fucking hell, man. Think I'm going to the fucking doctor on like Monday to get that shit checked out at this point. Like, fucking Christ. Times money RP on security contracts here, yes. Anything else I want to say about this possibly before? Ah, yeah, okay. I guess since it shows up here, I'll say one more thing before I go in game. I don't know, I might mention all my strats before I go in game actually. Or not my strats per se, it's not like I discovered them or anything, but these strats. But yes. It says on security contracts by logging into the laptop at the agency. Technically, you can also call Franklin on your phone, but when you call Franklin on your phone, it's actually like randomized security contracts. When you call Franklin on your phone, it's actually randomized security contracts though, so I do not really highly recommend doing that, quite frankly, for the Franklin method that's not listed here. It is actually better to go for the laptop. Yes, you have to go in the interior, which kind of sucks, but you do at least get the choice of 3 different options, and therefore you're going to get the difficulty you want, and not like a random difficulty entirely. So yes, you're not just getting a random difficulty at least, which is nice. But yeah, as for the particular security contracts, I'm trying to think of each one here right now. Again, I said there's one that's definitely not worth doing. Maybe aside for one time just to try it out and just to do all the different ones if you care to do that. And that is going to be asset protection. Whenever you get asset protection, just avoid it. Again, you shouldn't be doing it through Franklin where you get forced into a certain one. You should be doing it for the like computer so you get 3 different options. Do not take asset protection. Asset protection is a 10-minute time limit mission. I think it's like a 10-minute time limit you get. So basically the mission is forced to last 10 whole minutes, which is pretty shit. The mission lasts for 10 whole minutes, which is pretty fucking shit. So literally you can do nothing but the mission in 10 minutes. All the other missions, they get completed whenever you actually complete the mission. The other missions don't last a set amount of time. the 10-minute one has to last at least 10 minutes. Like, there's no making it quicker or anything. It's what I'm saying. So it's mostly just 10 minutes of waiting around, so you do not want to do that one. Try to avoid that one at all costs. Again, you get free choices with the computers, so that should not be the issue whatsoever. Just avoid that one, like I said, pretty much worth avoiding it at all costs. Gang termination. Gang termination, I think it's a pretty alright one. There was a moment in the game. Where like gang termination was like a glitched up contract or whatever. So they actually had to take out gang termination from the game because I think it was glitched up when they first released it or something. But eventually they added it back in and they fixed it. So you do not have to worry about any issues anymore in gang termination. Gang termination should work properly as of them adding it back in. Gang termination, you're essentially killing a bunch of like gang lieutenants or something like that. You're kind of killing a bunch of gang lieutenants, like gang leaders or some shit like that. It's a pretty easy one. I don't know, I think it's a pretty alright one. It's not necessarily the easiest one, but it's a pretty alright one. The enemies might have some quite crazy accuracy in that one, I'm not sure. But as long as you go pretty far, as long as you're kind of far from the enemies and you just... But yeah. As long as you go kind of pretty far from the enemies with like a sparrow or something, you just spam missiles. You can go far away from the enemies, just spam missiles by holding like cross on PlayStation, like A on Xbox, whatever key on PC. You can just spam missiles with like an infinite missile spam vehicle from far away, probably, and kind of take care of it that way pretty effectively. So gang termination is a pretty nice one. Fuck, man, shitty fruit. Shitty acidy ass fruit and shit. But yes. Kinda wanna save the best two for last. So I'm trying to think of what these other ones are, by the way. That's kinda what I'm thinking for a while here. I'm not saying stuff at times. I'm trying to think what it's called. I can't really think on top of my head. But yes. Fucking what's it called? Whatever one where you're like taking one of the like characters to like a safe house or something like that. That one I think is a pretty decent one. That one you have to go over to a certain location. Sure, you have to search a certain radius, which is a little annoying. You have to search a small certain radius, but it's not too difficult. Once you do that, it's pretty smooth sailing. I like that one a lot. I do think that one's pretty nice. There's another one where you like destroy assets, I believe, as well. Like liquidize assets. I'm pretty sure that one's called for sure. Oh, and I think I remember the name now. Fucking rescue operation was what I described of like having to deliver someone to a safe house. That's rescue operation for sure. rescue operation that was. But yes, liquidize assets. I think that one's a little more on the annoying side along with asset protection, but it is much better off than asset protection because at least you can do it at like whatever pace you go at, and it's not like a guaranteed 10-minute mission. So I wouldn't necessarily avoid it, it's just not going to be one of your better options, I feel, quite frankly, for the liquidized assets. Since that one you're pretty much having to go in like an interior. That one you pretty much have to go in an interior, which I think does kind of increase the longevity, like an interior of like a loading screen, I think, as well, and not like an actual like interior like in the overworld, like the vanilla unicorn with like another one I'll mention later on. Again, it's nowhere near as bad as asset protection, so it's pretty fine. So again, look at ice assets, it's alright. Not the greatest, but it's alright. And then last but not least, I think there's only 6 types, and I've already explained 4 of them. Yeah, I've already explained 4 of them, and I think there's only 6 types, so now to explain the ones that you can get in the Specials Plus difficulty. So starting off, I'll start off with Recover Valuables for 2 you can get in the Specials Plus difficulty. Recover Valuables, it's basically the opposite of like the liquidized assets, where instead of destroying something, you're like saving a like asset, kind of, in a sense, kind of. I mean, that might be asset protection more so than that, I guess, but in a sense, kind of an opposite to liquidized assets. But yeah, you're recovering a character's, you're recovering a person's fucking valuables. And pretty much you have to go into Vanilla Unicorn or I think Tequila La, which I think are the main 2 locations. And you pretty much get like a bunch of bikers, or you usually get like a bunch of biker AIs and stuff to go against. But yeah, with a lot of the missions, you can kind of just use like a stone hatchet, or you could even use something like the assault shotgun pretty effectively. So yeah, I don't think the combat's really too difficult in much of the missions. Aside for a certain one I may mention later on, in a sense. Still, recover valuables in a way is kind of your best option, as I'll kind of mention later on. So I think recover valuables is kind of your best option, especially when you get it as Specials Plus. Especially when you get recover valuables, which is one of only 2 with the Specials Plus difficulty. And then last but not least, I think there's only 6 types of the security contracts again. So last but not least would be the vehicle recovery. So vehicle recovery. That one you basically go into interior with like a loading screen thing. Again, it's not the most seamless interior, I think, like the ones with recover valuables, where you're kind of just going into like a interior in like the free mode of the game from like 2013. I do believe it's one of those types of interiors with like a loading screen you have to deal with. Especially if you're on 8th gen, but on 9th gen, probably not a big issue there, possibly. But yeah, and then I think there's a couple locations for that one at least. There's Davis, which I think has cars all the time. Davis, which I think has cars. Like, I think you have the Ignis, like the Jester RR maybe, and then like the Comet S2 Cabrio, I think is another one you pretty much get there. As you get cars there, I think Davis is one of the better locations, if not even the best location, pretty much. Yeah, I would say Davis is pretty much the best location. It's also the only one that's mainly in this, like, middle heart of the city. Middle heart of the city, which is pretty much where all your, like, agencies would be at. Since there's only 4 possible locations, they're pretty much all at the heart of the city after all. And then you have the not so great locations. This one's still kind of great, I'm about to mention. It's still an alright location for... Next one I'm about to mention is an alright location for sure still, but not as good as the Davis location. And that is LSIA. LSIA vehicle recovery. Hold on, somebody's in the way. Alright. I think I'm in the clear now. I think somebody's kind of on my way. But yes. Davis again for vehicle recovery, which is where I left off on the last type of security contract. That's cars like the Ignis. I think just R might be another one that you can get there. And then like the Comet S2 Cabrio, which is a Cabrio that has like a roof thing you can put up so you can get more bullet protection as well, like with the other cars. Best possible location for sure for vehicle recovery is Davis with the cars, and then being the heart of the city, easily the best location. LSIA to continue on with where I had to stop because it was kind of in my way. Because my throat's making me have to be kind of loud, maybe, or something. My acidity ass fucking throat. Stopping what I'm saying and shit, kind of, as well. Fucking. LSIA is motorcycles. I think you can get like the Shinobi, which I think is like one of those contract motorcycles. Same with like the Reaver. I think you can get like the Shinobi and the Reaver, both the, like the contract motorcycles, and then you can also get the like the Averis, I think. But yes, you can get the Averis, which I think is from like the Bikers DLC for a motorcycle, which is like a chopper. Probably the worst motorcycle option for sure on that one. The Averis is probably the worst motorcycle option for sure on that one. And then yeah, the Shinobi. Shinobi, I think, is not as good as like the Reaver. And I think like the Reaver is like a pretty insane top speed motorcycle from the contract DLC, which is super crazy. So if you do get LSIA, hopefully you get the like Western Reaver for your motorcycle, because that's a pretty damn crazy top speed option, whether on 8th gen or 9th gen. And then last but not least would be the worst of the vehicle recovery options. And that one is at the Humane Labs. Humane Labs actually has a vehicle recovery as well, where you're like recovering like a monkey in like a van or something. And that's pretty much the worst option for security contracts aside for asset protection, like general, including like all the 6 different types. If you get the one with the monkey, you're having to go all the way up to like Paleto Bay, which is like the only time you really have to go up there, I feel. Or not really the only time. You have to do like rescue operation, game terminations, and stuff as well. But it's kind of a lot of effort for one mission. People claim. I do kind of have to agree with that as well. You get a lot of like mercenary spawns as well with the like. You get a lot of like Meriwether like mercenary spawns as well in that, which is not great. So yeah, if there's one vehicle recovery that's not a great variation, it's the one that's in Humane Labs for sure. And then it seems that was it pretty much for the what's the new section, whatever. Yes. Nothing going on with heists as expected. And yeah, I think I pretty much mentioned everything I wanted to mention about security contracts. I don't think I really have anything else to mention about security contracts. I think I mentioned just about everything there could be to know about it. Wait, I never got the orange DJPT before, okay. Apparently I never got that one before. And apparently I was playing like off stream a lot, I guess. So that's why I was in a different outfit there. Oh yeah, I might mention more about short trips as well, by the way. I think there's only like 3 of them, but... Okay, do I have them in my pause menu? Okay, suddenly they appear for me again, but there was a time where they did not appear for me for some reason. I don't know, maybe it didn't appear for everybody at a time for some reason, I don't know. But yeah. Regular time trial, at least for Dave's Sunday here, it looks like is LSIA 2. Now, of course, as the name suggests, it could be pretty similar to LSIA 1 in terms of like structuring and stuff, so... If you're very familiar with LSIA 1, you would probably have an advantage with LSIA 2. Possibly. Possibly not. Possibly, possibly not indeed, you shit fucking fruit. Fucking damn fucking pro trying to kill me or some shit. But yeah, South Side too, you gotta go to highest point in Galileo Park apparently. Yeah, this is Court Center, I'm certain there, so this one's stuck in Galileo Park, I'm pretty certain. So, you do have to go into the hills, so there is having that bit of a lap time. You do have a lot of city parts to go through, so yeah, I would probably say it's lap time focused for sure. I don't know, there might be some top speed, but maybe not as much as other time trials, for sure, definitely not. Definitely not the most top speed heavy one, definitely looking more lap time heavy on this one. As most probably are. As most probably are indeed, you should fucking through. The RCB and Dato time trial for the week here is, or not week. RCB and Dato time trial for Dave's Sunday, excuse me. Sorry about my shake throat. It's kind of acidy throat. It's kind of fucking me up right now. Fucking daily time trial for Dave's Sunday right now. Vespucci Beach. As per usual, like I usually do, my recommendations is you either like do it over and over again, like learn the corners and stuff yourself, or just look up some kind of video guide or something. Would probably be the best way to go about that one. As for this one, you kind of want to use some of your best motorcycle options in the game, which is like, I'm not going to say details because like it's only a time trial for. The time trial is only supposed to last one day, basically before it changes to something else. Though my experience with time trial seems to be weekly, but it's supposed to be a daily thing, I'm pretty sure. The only one I think is supposed to be weekly is HSW still. That's just Andreas Mercenaries, of course. That changed the way things work with those. But yes, that's my usual advice. I don't really have any advice personally on Vespucci Beach. And onto HSW run alternates. This one, I know that one goes to the bottom of like here, I'm pretty sure, definitely. Now there is some pretty nice shortcutting there is some definitely pretty nice shortcutting that you can do in the beginning sections, like you can go for the train tracks here at the beginning. I don't know, quite frankly, I think for the most part that might be the only shortcut. I'd say like shortcuts in Portal, I think that's really the only shortcut. Going for the train tracks for the most part is the main shortcut. You might be able to do more shortcuts if you use HSW Hawkshell Drag, but I feel with any other vehicle besides for HSW Hawkshell Drag, any other shortcut I feel is just too risky, I feel. So for the most part, besides for that, I think you want to go your GPS route, I think, on that one. And as per usual, my main recommendations would be some of the later options from Andreas Mercenaries DLC. As with most things in DLC, there's some power creep stuff that goes on when it comes to later additions to the game, so later HSW vehicles tend to be more powerful than earlier HSW vehicles. So I think that my Boxing Monstrosity and the Venado, of course, could be some of your better options for sure. You do also have the Italo Gito Stinger TT and then the Bravado Buffalo EVX, but those ones, I think if you have the oil slick mines, if you have the slick mines equipped, then you actually cannot use them since they count as having weapons equipped, I believe, if you have those equipped on those couple vehicles. But you might be able to use those two vehicles, but you might have to equip the slick mines. Same thing might be for racing as well, not just for time trials on those two at least. Those two might have it for racing as well, whereas the weaponized weakness can be used for racing but not time trials since that cannot be removed or whatever the fuck. It's a really fucking dumb restriction when they can just disable the weapon like they've done in the past. When it came to weaponized Ignis, when it first released, you could use it in time trials, they would just disable the weapon, but Criminal Enterprise Onward, for some reason, you cannot use it like that, which is weird as fuck. And then, yeah. HSW Hawktail Drag is always one of the better options, being a motorcycle, being the only motorcycle HSW vehicle, being a motorcycle, it takes a lot less space on the road, therefore you get a lot more usage of the HSW Hawktail Drag, kind of because of that. So aside for those few recommendations, I would also possibly recommend the HSW Supercars, at least aside for the NTMT, and of course weaponized Ignis as I explained. And of course weaponized Ignis as I've explained, since you cannot use it in time trials since they've changed that for some dumb reason. But yeah. The HSW Cyclone 2 and HSW Cyclone 2 like electric supercar, and then the HSW Devastator E, which is a pretty good top speed option, whereas Cyclone 2 I think is more for lap time and acceleration possibly all as well. Those can be pretty good options being supercars. NTMT, the reason that one's not good is because it's like 20th place for lap time on the NTMT HSW, even though it is a supercar, and you would expect to be one of the better HSWs because of that, but unfortunately it's not. It's kind of all I wanted to mention for vehicle advice for HSW time trials, like I usually do, since those are weekly, so therefore it's a lot more worth doing something like that for that one. So because HSW ones are weekly, it's a lot more worthwhile. So because HSW time trials are weekly, it's a lot more worthwhile to do something like that for that, going into a particular vehicle device for the HSW time trials, so that's why I do for that still, because they're weekly time trials, unlike the other ones being daily. And for a daily time trial, for the daily junk energy time trial for Sunday here, Pillbox Hill, 1 to 2, I'm almost always having to do because I'm pretty much always doing these streams on Sundays. Pretty easy one, as I've shown plenty of times. In a sense, junk energy is honestly some of the easiest ones I feel, to be honest. But yes, in a sense, I feel they're some of the easiest ones all the time for junk energy, like bicycle time trials, for sure. And premium race for the week here is going to be for the sports class. So for the sports class, you kind of have anywhere from like 3 to 4 HSW options. But yes, shitty fucking protein. For a sport class for the 9th gen version of the game where you have the HSW how special works, you can have 3 to 4 options. I've kind of already mentioned 2 of them because Andreas, Mercenaries, and going over the weekly time trial. But yeah, there is the S95. There's S95 from the launch of like HSW, like the 9th gen version of the game, how special works. But yes, the S95, I believe is a pretty good one for a lap time, or it used to be pretty good for a lap time, at least before the new ones came out. But yeah, sorry about my shitty throats being a bitch. I'm trying to think of any way I can take care of it and shit. But it's kind of acidity. With this kind of acidity bullshit going on. But yes. The Karen S95 from like the launch of how special works 9th gen version of the game, I think was the lap time option. And I think the Banshee and then I think the Banshee like HSW version was like top speed. So the S95 was the lap time one, and then the Banshee back then was the top speed one. Now, of course, those are probably pretty much dethroned by the newer ones, which are the Itali G2 Stinger TT. But yeah, your newer, certainly better ones are the Itali G2 Stinger TT HSW. Again, that one does have a oil slick mine option, so you might have to take off the slick mines to use it for the premium race. I'm not sure about that, but at least for time trials, for sure, you certainly do, if you can use it even then. And then pretty much your best one that does not have Pokemon access to where you do not have to worry about that, I think, is Canadla Course. Canadla Course might be your pretty much best option for HSW, how special works. So you do get like 3 to 4 HSW options again. The Italian to Stinger TT might depend on if you have the Oil Slipline, if you can even use it at all even without it. So those are your few options for the 9th gen version of the game. And for those on 8th gen, I'm not going to exclude those on 8th gen pretty much, so I think of some to say there as well. By going on Ruffy 1322's like spreadsheet, which is a racing YouTuber. Ruffy 1322 is like a racing YouTuber for Grand Theft Auto Online, basically. That goes over all the different vehicle performances and stuff. Looks like for the 8th gen version of the game, you want to be using the Itali GTO, the Pariah, and then the Itali RSX. Or actually, let me rephrase it a little bit. The spreadsheets as of Criminal Enterprises, so you have to kind of put newer DLCs to mind. Oh, I didn't know I was doing that. Well, I wasn't even looking at it, and then I think I moved my like plays and started like, zooming in and shit. But yes. I think Itali GTO Stinger GT is a pretty good option for 8th gen when it comes to the regular version of the vehicle, because it's essentially kind of a copy-paste. It's kind of essentially a carbon copy of the GTO, maybe with better stats or something. I don't know. The GTO and the GTO Stinger GT are both certainly pretty good for 8th gen, because GTO is pretty much the top of the class for 8th gen, so certainly the Stinger GT, as far as I know, as well is too. Because, yeah, they do a lot of copy-paste coding and stuff in this game, so pretty sure. So for 8th gen, I think you have the Itali GTO Stinger GT, the Itali GTO, and probably the Pariah would be your top couple for lap time. When putting into account newer DLCs, that's not covered by the spreadsheet. And how many of those would possibly be good for top speed as well? Okay, the Pariah is definitely a good one for top speed as well, it looks like. But yeah, there might be some different better options for top speed on 8th gen. Pariah might be your best general option when it comes to 8th gen, having the third place for lap time and top speed according to the spreadsheet. Maybe a little outclassed, I mean, maybe a little outdated on those numbers, but still super good. Might be the best like average like placements for the sport class for a regular non-HSW vehicle. The Pariah from like, the Doomsday Heist, whatever the fuck. Alright. It looks like the Itali RSX is also pretty good as well. Itali RSX is also pretty good top speed too. For 8th gen in particular, I'm talking about as well, by the way. And it looks like the Lampadati Corsita might be pretty good for top speed for 8th gen too. So again, for lap time for 8th gen, Itali G2 Stinger GT, Itali G2 Pariah, I would say top speed. Top speed looks like Pariah, the Itali RSX, and then the Corsita. There's some good 8th gen options there. Now, for those not as familiar with the game, what is lap time and top speed? Lap time is any like turning, like cornering in the city, like I kind of suggested with LSI2 earlier. So pretty much any turn, if there's much turns in like the race course, you're going to want to prioritize lap time. Lap time is usually much more important, focused on in top speed, so pretty much for the most part you're probably going to want lap time. At least when it comes to a race, at least, not in terms of like free mode stuff like time trials and like general free mode stuff. And then top speed is a lot more niche since that's the huge straights like highways, airport runways, other runways including like Fort Zancudo, Grand Senora Desert, kind of Grapeseed to a lesser extent, other highways obviously, etc, etc. Top speed with like a lot of straights is a lot more niche. But yeah. Yes. Top speeds of all the highways are a lot more like top speeds of like highways and shit, a lot more niche and shit for sure. But yeah. Yes, she fucking throwed it. I did not mention what the course is, obviously, and that's because I'm just not going to stay with the courses, since you can just start the job with Square, X on Xbox, like whatever like key on PC, as you can see on the screen there, and then you can just do it yourself. I don't really go over what the course is, that's why I go for lap time and top speed options, just in case for whatever like course it might be. So you can just press that button, whatever, to find the course yourself. I think you can also press the same button on like the lobby screen and when you choose your vehicle as well, and then you can also see like the map. But yes, you fucking wrote in it. I think you can also press the same button like on the lobby screen when you see like all the other players in it, and when you're choosing your vehicle as well in the actual race. Then I think it lets you like see the actual map as well, which is pretty nice. So you can even see like the map while you're choosing your vehicle and stuff to see like if there's lap time or top speed as well. So you can kind of do all that on your own, so that's why I don't really do that.
Shithead. I had the worst food poisoning last night. Totally ditched this guy I just met.
Okay.
Luxury car is available to win. Stop by and have a try at the Lucky Wheel.
But yeah. Podium vehicle for the week here seems to be the Patriot Mill spec, which is actually a pretty damn good one, as I'll explain.
Welcome.
It's got a lot more feature-rich stuff than your average vehicle, which is pretty good. It's definitely pretty good, yes, indeed.
Void in your soul for a moment? Shop for the hottest new fashions at the casino store.
Oh no, why did... I'm actually getting the vehicle, I already have the Patriot Mill spec. Well, there's confirmation at least. Hell, I could customize the free one and maybe sell the paid one. I'd probably customize the free one and then sell the paid one if I wanted more money, but I don't really care to do that, so I'm not gonna go
Congratulations to
for
our
it.
player at the Lucky Wheel who just won a luxury car.
God damn. If I didn't have it, I would have won that, which would have been pretty sick as fuck, though, if it actually mattered, pretty much. But yeah. Now, I know this vehicle is definitely not vaulted since it's still feature rich. Definitely not vaulted, I can say that for a fact, but I will show that off. Probably off-road or like four-door or something. Alright, yes, off-road. Now, I do believe the vehicle does have a trade price. It is this minimum price. There is a higher price. You can technically save more on this as well if you do not have a trade price. So do keep that in mind. So, the Mammoth Patriot mil-spec, by getting the vehicle like I did just there, apparently. Even though I already had one and decided to decline it for that reason. It is $1,282,500 on a trade price. Obviously on a buy it now price, it's even more money too, so even more savings there. I would say this is a 1 to 2 hour grind if you want to be able to get the vehicle itself without any upgrades. With upgrades, it could be more like a 2 to 3 hour grind probably. Which is not bad, I feel. I feel it's very feature rich with the price it has, which is pretty good. Yeah, I think it's definitely a pretty damn nice money type vehicle. There is a disadvantage to it, but I think it mostly just provides advantages for the most part. But yes, this is one of the very first few money tech vehicles in the game, so it is one of the more feature-rich ones. So it does get access to certain features newer ones do not have access to. I'll go into some of those later, but yeah. Starting off, the vehicle can have armor plating equipped. So you can get armor plating for the Patriot mil-spec. Now, it's not the best armor plating of an Amani-Tech vehicle. The best armor plating for Amani-Tech vehicles goes over to electric vehicles because those do not have a patrol tank. As far as I understand, since electric vehicles do not have patrol tanks, the electric vehicles actually have the best explosive resistance for Amani-Tech. But still, I think it's like a couple RPGs, like a few like homing launchers, which is still super good. Plus there's some feature later on as well that makes that even better. So armor plating, even though it's not the best for Minetech standards, super good. Being one of the like original older Minetech vehicles, you get bullet resistant glass. So you do get bullet resistant glass, which is pretty nice. Which can take like 16 pistol rounds, 16 assault rifle rounds, etc, etc. It's not 16 for every single type of weapon, but yeah. You get some small like bullet protection, which is nice. It's not the best, but it's something at least. I wish newer ones had that feature still, aside for the monstrosity, which I think is one of those rare exceptions that do, but still. Also, being like an older Minetech vehicle with like some of the more feature richness, you do get front-mounted machine guns. Being one of the older Minetech vehicles, you get front-mounted machine guns, which is pretty nice too. But yeah, front-mounted machine guns makes it to where you don't have to use like drive-by weapons to kill, which is pretty nice. Front-mounted machine guns aren't the greatest like front-mounted weaponry, like missiles and shit are, but still. At least it has it on like newer ones, which completely exclude the feature whatsoever. And then, yeah. You get other typical mining tech features like the silic mines. You get the whale silic mines on this, which is pretty good. Or not pretty good. Again, the silic mines are alright. They're not the biggest deal. Whale silic mines aren't the biggest deal, but still. They're alright. They can spin vehicles out or whatever, which is okay. And then, yeah. You have the option of missile lock-on jammer or remote control unit. For the mining tech features. For the mining tech features, you get fucking missile lock-on jammer, remote control unit. My recommendation is missile lock-on jammer personally, as I'll explain later. And then, yeah, remote control unit. So, advantages and disadvantages to the vehicle. Advantage, I think the main advantage this one has is there's certain modifications that actually cover the back window of the vehicle. So you can make the back of the vehicle completely bulletproof. You can actually make the back of the vehicle completely bulletproof, which I think might be the only Tech vehicle you can actually do that with, which is pretty nice. Other Tech vehicles, I think either have bullet resistant glass or it's like easy to shoot out of it. I think other ones do have like rear louvers, but I think the rear louvers don't really protect the Tech vehicles because I think they're like super thin. I think they're super thin ones. Tech vehicles, I think have super thin, like, what's it called? Tech vehicles have super thin. I'm trying to think what they're called for a second. I literally called it whatever earlier, right? The rear louvers, what am I fucking saying then? Yeah, the rear louvers, I think, on like the Tech vehicles are like super thin to where they can like be shot through. So I think this is like the only like Tech vehicle that you cannot get shot from the back, which is pretty good. So that's a huge advantage on this one. Both for player versus player and player versus enemy combat. It's very good for both of those circumstances, which is pretty good. And then, yes. So you can completely protect the back from bullet fire, which is super good. And then the disadvantage, I would say pretty much. Or wait, there's another advantage I want to cover too. Because it's an SUV, it has some high placements for the guns. Because it's an SUV, the front mounted machine guns are pretty high up, which is pretty good for stuff like Headhunter VIP work, which is some of the best things with our grind with this vehicle. It's not much of a grinding vehicle. It's probably not much of a grinding vehicle. I think it's more of like a free mode, like tank kind of vehicle, really. It's more of a free mode tank vehicle, pretty much, I would say, than a grinding vehicle for sure. But still, high placements on the guns is pretty nice to be able to shoot people out of vehicles and stuff. That's another advantage with this vehicle. So I think it is kind of one of the better original Tech vehicles. I think the Patriot Mil-Spec is definitely one of the better, like, original, like, I think it's definitely one of the better original contracted Tech vehicles for sure. And yeah, it's also like the Grand Theft Auto 3 Patriot. It's also like the Grand Theft Auto 3, like, 3D Universe version of the Patriot, which is pretty fucking cool. So there is some nostalgia. But yes, there is some nostalgia to be had with the vehicle, which is super good too. But yes, there's definitely some pretty good nostalgia to be had with the vehicle for sure, yes. Again, it's similar to the Grand Theft Auto 3 Patriot, apparently. And yeah, as for disadvantage, the main disadvantage is its speed. The main disadvantage is shitty tongue twisting ass bro, damn it. The main disadvantage is the speed of the vehicle. It's not super quick. So the way they balance it out is to make it pretty slow because having the back window protection and stuff. But it's not super crazy performance or anything for the SP class, definitely not. I'm not going to go into performance numbers since there's so much to talk about with this vehicle already. Yeah. It's nothing super crazy performance-wise, I'm certain of it. Again, you mainly want it for the Amani tech and stuff anyways. Now there is an advantage actually, by the way, to have it with like the remote control unit. I should bring that up. Remote control unit on the older ones have the front mounted machine guns. You can actually use the front mounted machine guns with the remote control unit, which could be nice. But personally, I think it's better if the missile lock on jammer with the slow speed of it. Again, I think with the slow speed, I think it's definitely making it worthy of the missile lock on jammer, so you don't get locked onto with like homing missiles. So yeah, the explosive resistance not the greatest for an Amani tech standard at least, but because you get the missile lock on jammer, it's not too big of a deal. Again, it has its advantages compared to other ones, which is super good. And then going to the test track now. Yeah, that drove me a little disappeared, and I don't think it was a plane thing earlier. Just trying to know what this thing is real quick here. Alright, yeah. Alright, that's what I figured it was, just disappeared. Since it disappeared on the map, I figured it was an export. I mean, since it disappeared on the map, I figured it was a drove vehicle, not an export vehicle. Exactly as it said there. So being at Dallas Car Me now, I get to go over the test ride vehicles and like prize ride and stuff. Now unfortunately the test ride vehicles this time are actually kind of shit, if you will, because they're all like 2013 vehicles from story mode, I think. So like they're not super practical to own here. But if you are interested, they are the Coil Baltic, the Ocelot Jackal, and the Shyster Fusillade. Again, they're all from September 17th, 2013, so they are obtainable in story mode. Now this does mean a lot of vaulted vehicles, so if you want them for online, and you might have to purchase them this week, so do keep that in mind. You might have to purchase them this week, or you might not get an opportunity for a long time, depending on like what their market price is and shit, and if you can find them on the streets well or not. I'm not sure why they've been doing a trend of like having all kinds of like 2013 vehicles lately, but okay. Now, I think only one of them is on discount, and I think it's the first one being the Voltic here. I think the other ones are full price. Again, they're day one vehicles, they're not too overly expensive because of that. So it makes sense 71 would kind of be on discount this time, I feel. Alright, yeah. The Voltic is indeed the only discount here. But yeah. According to Bruffy 1322's like spreadsheet I mentioned earlier for like performances and stuff, like my agency's at capacity right now. That's where I probably put a ton of free mode. That's where I probably played a ton off stream, like I said, so that's probably why I didn't. BS. That's right. I did play a ton off stream, so that's probably why it's maxed out, that's right. Fucking hell, man. That's the live is fucking bummy and shit thing too right now. Like fucking crazy. It's not the greatest feeling. God. But anyways, according to Bruffy 1322's spreadsheet on all the vehicles I mentioned earlier, kind of all was going over the sport performance for the premium race. The Voltic, according to the spreadsheet, is in the F tier for the supercar class. According to the spreadsheet in the supercar class, the Voltic is an F tier indeed. And apparently gets a 54th place. Apparently gets 54th place for lap time. And then it gets 55th place for top speed. Yeah, you're not getting good performance at all on that one. Yeah, you're really not getting the best performance at all on that one. You're getting like some of the worst performance, in fact, for the entire class. I believe you're literally getting the worst top speed of the entire class for supercar. But yeah. BS, shit, you fucking wrote in. You are pretty much getting the worst performance when it comes to top speed for a supercar class. And yeah, lap time, you're getting like the second worst lap time, pretty much, as well. Of the entire supercar class. Again, it's 2013 standards, so that's to be expected. And it is an electric car from 2013, and being an electric car from 2013, it would make sense as the worst top speed of the entire supercar class. So yeah, you're not getting good performance here. That's not really the reason to get the vehicle. Quite frankly, I see no reason. Quite frankly, I really see no reason to get the vehicle on online when there's a rocket Voltic. BS. Quite frankly, I don't really see a reason to get the regular Voltic in online, since there's the Coil Rocket Voltic, which is exclusive to online, which is the one with like the rocket boost from the import and export DLC. Just rocket boost one that's exclusive to online. There's the online exclusive one that has the rocket boost from import export DLC. Yes, indeed, shitty fucking roll and shit. But yeah. Really see no reason to get it when there's the rocket one that was added as a special vehicle with the import export DLC. So really it's only there if you really want it. Really it's only there if you really want it in the online. So really it's only here if you really want it in the online component for some reason. But yeah, on 50% off discount, it seems to be 75,000, so 150,000. So you are getting at a 5-digit price, and normally you cannot own the vehicle since it is too hot to modify over 100,000. For those that do not know, if a vehicle is over $100,000 for a market value or something, I think it's considered too hot to modify, and you cannot own it as like a street vehicle. You cannot pick it up as like a street vehicle and then own it as like a personal. Basically, if it's like a value of $100,000 or more. So because of that, you cannot just pick one up from the street and own one. It does not work like that. So because of that, you cannot just pick one up on the street. Because of the over $100,000 price tag, it will not let you keep it as personal like that. So I repeat, because my shitty fucking fruit being a fucking utter bitch and shit. If you want this fucking vehicle, in online, you pretty much have to buy it here. Again, the market value is too expensive to be able to take into the Los Santos Customs to turn into personal. Because for some reason that's still a mechanic even with Andreas Mercenaries bolting vehicles, but whatever. And I guarantee none of these vehicles are on the vehicle website. Probably not, but I'll check later, I think here. And you had also at Jackal. This one's probably like a coupe or something like that, so you could maybe get some alright use. Since the coupe cost is pretty small. You might be able to get some nice use out of the Ocelot Jackal personally, so that could be one kind of worthwhile here. Kind of. And then I think the Shyster Fusillade, I think, is a sport car, so I wouldn't really recommend the Shyster Fusillade personally, unless you just really want it for online again. Now these are on full price, so what you see here is what you get, 60,000. If you find it, you can steal it off the street, and then you can own it as a personal that way. This one's 36,000, so again, you can just take it on the street, basically, if you want. Now, I'm trying to remember if they like revisited like a past vehicle, like the Fusillade or something. They give it like modifications or something like that with the Chrono Enterprises DLC. I'm trying to remember. I have a garage with Chrono Enterprise vehicles, or like 2 garages possible even, but so I might check if I have something like that in there still. But yeah, the Fusillade might have added livery support with the Chrono Enterprises DLC. Don't quote me on that, maybe, I'm not too sure. Might have like added livery, like modification support or some shit. I'm trying to remember on that one. But don't quote me on that, because it's been a long time since that update released. Alright, yeah, Jackal is a coupe. So you could actually maybe get some okay use with the Jackal still, possibly, depending on like how good it performs. It's not on discount, so I'm not going to go over those numbers, but if it does perform okay on the coupe class with how small it is, it might be an okay option for performance. The rest I probably would not recommend for sure. Baltic 50% off is kind of tempting, to be fair. Kind of, I guess, but still. So, 1 legendary, 2 stubborn, right? But yes, 1 legendary, 2 stubborn, right? And yeah, they're all day 1 vehicles, so you're pretty much... But yes. Sorry, my throat's being... My acidity throat's being a bitch again, of course, so sorry. But yeah. Yeah, the Baltic obviously is not on the website as expected. I'm not sure about the other two. I'm thinking the other two might not be, but maybe the facility is if it had added delivery support and like modification support or something with like Renault Enterprises like I remember, possibly, I don't know. I kind of forget if one of them was 4 doors. I might as well just check the bottom of each one kind of again here. I think after hours I had like certain ones. And yeah, I think the after hours DLC added certain ones I think as well that were like older vehicles or something that were added to the websites at one point. But again, this could be vaulted. Not seeing any for 2-door, okay. Okay, Jackal is a 4-door, it looks like. Okay, so that pretty much rules out the Fusilier pretty much, probably. So yes, I could went for 2 doors, so that might pretty much rule out the Fusilier there. Would preview have some discounts, by the way. Oh, it'll preview have some discounts, by the way, that I'll go over later on, by the way. Shitty fucking throat, damn it, I swear. Okay. Looks like Jackal might be able to question us in like luxury and stuff, same with the Fusilier or something. Alright, non-off-road, obviously for either of those. Non-off-road, obviously for either of those. Yes, indeed. Shitty fruit. Okay, yeah, those are both vaulted pretty much at this point. Confirmed. Yeah, definitely. Or in fact, all three of those are pretty much vaulted at this point. Yeah, I said these two, I think, just because I was on the one website, but yeah, the Baltic's vaulted too, obviously, as I've shown too. And then, yes, the Gallivanter Baller ST looks to be your prize ride this time around. The Baller ST looks to be the prize ride this time around. Now, funnily enough, this is not the first time it's been a free vehicle. It's been a free vehicle in the past, and you didn't have to do a prize ride challenge. It was free just for logging into the game for like Christmas of 2021. But yes, Christmas 2021. With the contract DLC, Christmas 2021, they gave the vehicle as like a free vehicle, which is pretty cool. But yes, shitty fucking fruit, damn it, I swear, fucking acidy ass fruit. I have some like virus or like bacteria infection or some shit right now, I don't know. Shit, no. But yeah. 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 Bar ST was given out in the past for free with like just a simple login reward during like Christmas 2021 season with the contract DLC with the contract DLC to introduce the Baller ST in the first place. Now the vehicle is not that expensive. I think it's only like a few $100,000 or something like that, so it's not that crazy savings. But it has been given out in the past previously, so. And yeah, these don't actually show the websites, do they? No, for the prize rides for some reason. 4-door Baller ST, okay, right here, so it's not vaulted. Kind of figured being within the last couple of years. But yeah, Baller ST. $667,500. Again, this is at least a second opportunity to get it for free. This one you do have to do a certain task to do, but it's still pretty much free if you think about it, obviously. Plus, it will even make some money too, so it's even kind of better than the first time around in a way. But yeah, technically it'll make some money too, which makes it even better than the first time around, kind of in a way, if you get it this way. If you get it this way, indeed. We have surprise ride challenge. Involves the LS Car Meet series like per usual, placing top 4 for 2 days in a row. Okay, so you can technically do this in both a street and a pursuit race kind of effectively. That's all I'll explain. Especially street race like per usual, but yeah. Now, LS Car Meet series might include sprint race, but I think it usually just includes stuff in the pause menu, so I'm gonna just go over those. but I'm not sure about that, so you keep that in mind. So starting off with the less ideal option, the pursuit races, as those require exact D4 players. The only way you're going to get a guaranteed spot for the challenge is if you do exact D4 players. If you do any more than 4 players, then you only have like 80% chance or some shit like that at best. If you're playing up like 5 players, since like 20 times 4 is 80 basically for 80%. So if you want to do pursuit races as a pretty effective method, stay to the bare minimum players of 4 players. If you can control it much, if you're hosting a lobby, pretty much. Otherwise, street races are the way to go, requiring only half the number of players at 2 players. So you can do 2-player, 3-player, and 4-player street races, and you're pretty much guaranteed an entry for the challenge, which is pretty nice. Which is definitely pretty nice indeed, shitty fucking bro. It's definitely pretty nice indeed, shitty motherfucking bro, indeed. Oh my god, man. Pushed my eye on this apple eventually. Oh my god, it hurts. So I don't know what the fuck's going on right now, pretty much, but yes. God damn, bro. I don't know if I should have done that, but still. I think pretty much mentioned everything for those 3 pursuit races. Alright, so as for performance of the baller S tier. As for the performance of the baller ST, according to the spreadsheet. According to the spreadsheet, baller ST is in a B tier. And that gives it 8th place for lap time and 8th place top speed at best. So it seems it can have some okay to decent performance at best. more like within top 10, not more in the top 5, top 3 or even a number 1 option, but still some okay respectable performance, I would say. So I think this could definitely be a pretty alright prize ride option here. If you missed out on it, it's a free 2021 like login reward at that one point that I've explained previously. And then yeah, HSW Premium Test Ride, whatever the fuck this time around, is the Coil Cyclone 2. Coil Cyclone 2 is the electric supercar, as I've mentioned already. But yeah, it's the electric supercar for HSW, as I've mentioned. But yeah, I mentioned it's pretty good for lap time. But yeah, I did mention it's pretty good for lap time for the... I do believe I mentioned it was pretty good already for lap time for the Cyclone 2 HSW. If there's one weakness to the Cyclone 2, it's probably top speed, since it's electric and a lot of the electric cars are not so good for top speed as their one disadvantage. But they do got acceleration, which means they get their top speed pretty quick, even though it's not usually a super good top speed. Now Cyclone 2 is HSW, so it is still kind of pretty good top speed because of that, probably kind of. So yeah, mainly for lap time and acceleration for how quick it gets to top speed and how quick it goes from like a stop to going back to speed again, whatever. Or like going back to speed, whatever again, yes indeed. Alright, so actually autos this time. I think both are on discount, or both on Money Tech. Here's the ENS Jubilee and then the Devout Champion. BSENS Jubilee. Being a Money Tech, you get armor plating. Not electric, so not the greatest again for armor plating Money Tech standards.
So what are you thinking about tomorrow night, honkers or pole position? Well, I think Honker wings can actually...
Being one of the older, like, contract to Money Tech vehicles, you get the Boris glass again for the 16 pistol rounds, like 16 assault rifle rounds, etc, etc, etc. Not always 16, but yeah. But yeah, indeed. Again, being an older Money Tech vehicle, you get front-mounted machine guns. Again, I think being an SUV, like the... Again, being an SUV, I think like the... Again, being SUV like the Patriot mil-spec, I do think it gives it a nice advantage for the machine gun placements, which is pretty nice, so it can actually hit the like people in vehicles, which is a nice advantage. for like Headhunter VIP work, for example. Like Headhunter VIP work, for example. Yes, indeed. Shitty fucking fruit. But being SUV again does give a very nice placement for those machine guns for like Headhunter VIP work to shoot the enemies out of the vehicle. For those somewhat armored vehicles. For those somewhat armored vehicles, indeed, shitty fucking nasty road. And then you do get the oil slick mines again. Not the most helpful thing, but it's something at least. At least it spins vehicles out, I suppose. And then again, you get the option missile lock and jammer, remote control unit. Again, remote control unit does have the advantage with the front-mounted machine guns. Again, remote lock on jammer. Remote lock on jammer, what? But no, I mean, remote control unit. But again, remote control unit. There is advantage to it technically with the machine guns on the older vehicles. They can actually use the machine guns with the remote control unit, which is nice. But yeah. But yes. SUVs are not the speediest vehicles in the game, so I would recommend the missile lock on jammer on this one personally. Definitely one I would recommend with the lock on jammer on for sure, indeed. Shitty fucking acid fruit.
Hello! Ooh, I wasn't expecting to hear from you. Listen, we can't do it in the office anymore.
But yeah. Main disadvantage was probably the high placement, being honest with you, with the Jubilee allowing for good placement of the machine guns. It might be even higher up than the Patriot Mil-Spec 2s. It might have even more of an advantage with the placement of the guns, and that might be even higher than the Patriot Mil-Spec 2s. It might be even more advantageous in that case than the Patriot Mil-Spec was. And then onto the Bacha Champion. Again, it's an older Monitek vehicle from Contract. But yeah, shitty fucking fruit, damn it. Yeah, shitty acid fruit, damn it. But yeah. Has armor plating like per usual. It is not an electric car, so not being an electric car means fucking... It's not going to have as much of the explosive resistance because of how the Minetech electric... Because of how Minetech vehicles work, it's not going to have the best explosive resistance for Minetech vehicles, but still pretty respectable with a missile lock-on jammer. Especially...
Hey, get to the point. I'm gonna have to fire my agent. He could not pay me enough to touch it. I'm so over being a TV actor.
Yeah. Armor plating, it's not electric, so it's not as good. Yeah, sorry I keep saying it, but like my throat's so acidy and stuff this stream, and it's not sure if it's coming out that great or not sometimes. For the audio here. So yeah, not your best explosive resistance, but still nice.
Roger the Dodger.
Not best explosive
So did I
resistance,
get the
but
part?
still nice.
After the audition, I went back
That's
to
right,
his place.
the full resistant glass, same thing. 16 rounds of pistol, assault rifle, etc, etc, etc. Not always 16, but still. Now the champion, or actually I will mention its advantage later, like I kind of usually do. And yeah, again, being an older Minetech vehicle, in addition with the armor plating on the windows of the borders and glass windows, I mean... Not armor plating on the windows again, but yeah, borders and glass on the windows. Gives it that little bit of protection. Front-mounted machine guns it has, again. Again, you can use them if you do have a remote control unit on it. You can actually use them with remote control unit, which is kind of nice. For the guns on the vehicle with remote control unit, you can use it with it like that. Oil silic mine. Like you usually get with your Minetech vehicles, you do get oil silic mines. Which is something at least, but still, I wish I had a better mine type you could have, but at least it can spin vehicles out. Which is still something.
And it's not even grammatically correct. Me having a naval
Still
tattoo
something
isn't
the audacity
ironic.
has, bro.
Ironic is if you're watching a film and you know something the people in the film don't. Anyway, I've got to
And
go.
then, yeah.
Banjo class.
Like per usual, you get the choice of missile lock-on jammer or remote control unit. Now, apparently the champion is a pretty slow supercar. But yeah, acidity fucking fruit, dude. Apparently the Bocce Champion's not a super speedy supercar, so you might actually be wanting to missile lock on jammer on this one would be what I actually recommend, apparently. And then remote control unit, even though again it is a supercar, it's not going to like be a very speedy supercar apparently. I mean, it was the very first supercar they did as a Minetech, so I guess maybe they were testing the waters with it, and maybe they worried that like a fast supercar would not be easy to counter or something with a Minetech, I'm not sure. Maybe at first they thought a fast supercar would not be a good option for a mining tech and would be overpowered maybe, but yeah. It is a slow supercar apparently, so you will probably want the muzzle lock-on jammers, so keep that in mind. And then, yeah. Last but not least, as for the secret quirk of the vehicle, the main unique gimmick with this one is the small windows, actually.
So, racquetball. When have you got a window? Can do.
As far as I understand, the main gimmick with this one that makes it a lot more different than... As far as I understand, the main gimmick with this one that makes it a lot more unique than other mining tech vehicles is the small windows.
Okay, man. Look forward to it. See you on court.
So those small windows will actually allow you to survive better in it, basically. Which can always be nice for player versus player and kind of even player versus enemy combat too. Maybe even more so player versus enemy, which could make it quite nice. This one was ordered ones with front-mounted machine guns and bullets and glass, so it could be a very good one for player versus enemy combat for like contact missions and stuff. Now I do believe they were both on discount, but either way I did want to explain both of them since they are a mining tech and they are super useful because of that. Alright, yeah. It says both of them are on sale for 40% off. I don't know if I said 50% off earlier or anything, but it's 40% off discount for both of those. And yeah, those are both pretty nice vehicles for sure. And yeah, those are pretty much obviously going to be on the websites, but I'll show them just in case people do not trust that. Here's the second two earlier from House. That's obviously still here on the website, being a HSW House Special Works vehicle. There's a champion discount there. That's obviously still there, as I kind of suggested earlier. Jubilee would actually be legendary too, just 4-door, right? There's a Jubilee discount. God damn, this one's fucking not even 750,000. That's pretty good. Not even 750,000 on that one. That's pretty nice. But yeah, I believe they did increase the price on this one, so on discount it could actually kind of be more expensive even than what it was when it first came out on a discount of some kind. But yeah. But yeah, SBS shitty has to be fucking proven shit, I swear it didn't. But yeah, they did increase the price on this one, I believe, with the Drug War DLC, so this is more expensive, kind of, like, in general than it used to be. But still, 1.6 million is not bad, compared to, like, almost 3 million on a trade price. Again, they're very feature-rich vehicles when it comes to their use. When it comes to their utility and shit, they're such feature-rich vehicles, which is quite nice. And here, I believe there's only one vehicle in discount, if I saw right. Okay, there's P-Fister, Astron, Nagasaki Shinobi, Classic Ringer for 600LX, a nice Tech one there. Western Reaver, and then the I-Wagon. All contract vehicles there, which is nice. Wow, if I mean that actually makes sense this time, along with the luxury autos and like fucking Test Ride, which is a bunch of day one vehicles, since they do that kind of theme for some reason these days. Okay, the one on discount is one of the motorcycle ones apparently. Okay, so Granger for 600LX is actually still full price, but I do still want to talk about it since it's so good. And it's a Tech. Of course I want to talk about it. And again, that's why it's so fucking good. So the P-Fister Astron, even though it's not on discount, it is one I do recommend at least for 8th generation. I wouldn't really recommend it so much for 9th generation, though, since there's a P-Fister Astron Custom that has the HSW upgrade. So you might as well just get that version, and I don't really see a reason to get multiple Astrons, quite frankly, so... On 8th gen, it says a super sporty SUV, so I do highly recommend picking this one up on the 8th gen version of the game. Nagasaki Shinobi. Nagasaki Shinobi there. I kind of mentioned earlier just as the lesser of the two motorcycles when it comes to performance. I kind of mentioned it earlier when talking about the security contracts, talking about the advice for the LSI location for the vehicle recovery. Not as good as the Western Reaver, so not on discount too, so I'll probably skip it. Classic Ringer for 600LX, like I said, it's super good. It has a Tech on it, so it's super good. Even though it's not on discount, I recommend picking it up highly. It does go for like 1.5 million on a trade price. Probably has a trade price. Definitely. But yeah. Wait, I don't think I picked up snacks actually. Since that one's survival. Yeah, I did not. Simeon's, I do think, is one of the better locations for snacks for sure, since you don't have to have a loading screen to enter Simeon's, which is nice. But yes, another original contract DLC vehicle, so it is one of the more feature-rich Tech vehicles, which is nice.
Finally, what it takes to get you on the line.
And I said, and if I said initial contract DLC vehicles, I meant initial like Tech vehicles. Again, armor plating as armor plating, not electric again, so like couple homing missiles, like I mean not couple homing missiles, couple RPGs, like a few to several like homing missiles, like 5 to 6 or something maybe, if I'm remembering right, could be wrong. Pretty nice defenses there for sure. Especially if you get the missile lock-on jammer on this one. Again, it has the not armor plating, but again, it does have bullet resistant glass since it is one of the older Tech vehicles. So it can take 16 pistol rounds, 16 assault rifle rounds, etc, etc, etc. Not always 16 again, but still. I should have really picked up my agency safe. Damn it, whatever. I'll get to it at some point. off-road's just really been a bitch, as I've said and shown and explained and everything, with it being acid engine, apparently. Has front-mounted machine guns. Again, like the Patriot Mill spec and the Jubilee, I think the front-mounted machine gun placements are definitely quite good on this one. It's the SUV, so the gun placements are probably pretty damn good on this one too. Has oil silk mines that go up your Amani Tech vehicle, so it can spin vehicles out. Not the greatest thing, but still something again. As per usual, get choice of missile lock-on jammer, remote control unit. Like all the other ones, I pretty much recommend doing the missile lock-on jammer because it is SUV and is therefore not going to be super speedy. But again, there is advantage to the remote control unit with the front-mounted machine guns. You can actually use those with the remote control unit, so that's the reason you would maybe want to consider that one. And then, yeah. As for the quirked vehicle, as for like the pretty unique quirked vehicle, aside for like the gun placement thing, since it's SUV again, with high gun placements, which is pretty good for like headhunter VIP work for money grinding, for a little bit of money grinding. For a little bit of money grinding, you can pretty much do with the vehicle pretty much at all. Pretty much for the little bit of money grinding, you can do that all indeed, shitty fucking pro. Oh yeah. For the little quirk, I want to show it on the vehicle website. Of course, it is a Money Tech, feature rich and stuff, so it's going to be on this site. It's actually in the luxury, I think, too. Again, not on discount. On a trade price, it's 1.5 million. Again, I'm pretty sure it's a trade price. Buy it now would either be like, I don't know. I don't think it cuts the price in half for buy it now, so it's probably in a $2 million range for sure. Probably 2 million for sure, somewhere around there in the 2 millions for buy it now. But yeah, it's 8-seater, which is pretty massive. I think it's the most seating capacity of any Amani Tech vehicle, in fact. So that's the main gimmick there. Very damn good Amani Tech vehicle. Very damn good Amani Tech vehicle for group play for sure, if you're playing with like an 8-player MC. Very good Amani Tech vehicle with like an 8-player MC, for example, if you're for some reason doing that for any reason. If you are for some reason in an 8-player MC and you're leading an 8-player MC, that could be something pretty interesting to know. Sure, that's pretty niche, but it's still something pretty cool at least. But again, even then you have the high gun placements with it being SUV, which is pretty good. And then, yeah, Western Reaver. Western Reaver motorcycle 40% off, so we'll go over performance on this one. It is on the discount, so we'll go over performance here. For numbers as well from the spreadsheet again. So... So according to the spreadsheet here, the Western Reaver, according to the spreadsheet, There's no tier for motorcycles for some reason, so there's no like letter tier to give out, by the way. Shitty ass bro, man, I swear. But yes, no letter tier to give out, but yeah. The Western Reaver in the motorcycle class. Western Reaver motorcycle class, yes. Gets a 7th place. Gets a 7th place at best for a lap time, which is not terrible. And it even gets number 1 for top speed. And it even gets number 1 for top speed, even over the HSW Hawktail Drag, which is kind of crazy. But yes, you heard that correctly, if you could even hear it much, because my shit acidity ass through. It is indeed number 1 for top speed, even on the 9th gen version of the game. So even on the 9th gen version of the game, you're getting better top speed than the HSW Hawktail Drag, which is pretty insane. But you are getting much better lap time on the Hawktail Drag. HSW, so it is still good to get that one, like I kind of said earlier. When going over to HSW Tundra. But yeah, best top speed motorcycle in the game, regardless of platform, which is pretty crazy. High recommendation to pick this discount up for sure in that kind of case. A lot of good discounts this time for sure. Contract DLC had a lot of good vehicles for sure, so not surprised to see a lot of good discounts. And then the Obey iWagon. The Obey iWagon. Shitty fucking acidity fruit, didn't. The Obey iWagon. That shit is an electric SUV. It is an electric SUV. I think it's the only electric car SUV in the game as well, I think. So right away it's not good at all for top speed. Not on discounts, I'm not gonna go over performance numbers. Terrible top speed. Lap time's probably okay, maybe at best. The decent, maybe. I don't know if it's been. Quite frankly, I'm not going to know if the lap time's up in top 10. And then, yeah. It is electric, so it would have acceleration. So having acceleration in the SUV could be interesting, possibly. So at least it has that going for it, I guess. And yeah. I don't think it had any engine upgrades, but I think eventually they added like an engine upgrade in like the upcoming DLC after. So I think the Criminal Enterprise DLC, I think added like an engine upgrade or something to the iWagon when it didn't initially have one. So yeah, might perform a little better because of that than it initially did, but still, I think it's the worst top speed for the SUV class. So unless you really like the acceleration of the electric SUV, I wouldn't really bother with it. And like the uniqueness of it, of the electric SUV there, if you like the uniqueness, acceleration, sure, but otherwise it's a pass pretty much. So good on 8th gen, not the better motorcycle option, but still probably a good option to pick up. This one's super good. This one's pretty much top tier for motorcycle class, top speed. And it's the one that's on discount on top of that. The iWagon's probably the worst option here, to be honest. So, yeah. But yes. So, if I had to rank them from best to worst for the offerings on Symbion's this time versus Symbion's Premium Deluxe Motorsport, since this one has like a few compared to a couple like other places, I do like to kind of rank them. Do like a top 5 basically. For the top 5 here, Western Reaver for sure, #1 spot being on discount. The Granger 3600 LX would definitely be my #2. I think the Astron would be #3 for 8th gen. You can maybe exchange #3 with the Shinobi for 9th gen. #4 pretty much would go to the Shinobi, and then I think the worst one for sure is the iWagon, being the worst top speed SUV just because of it being electric, and the only SUV electric in the game. Sure, it has its uniqueness, but I felt that was the appropriate way to rank it regardless.
Don't just have the dream, live it.
You know that's true.
But yeah, now I gotta go over any remaining money opportunities or discounts or anything like that at this point. Oh, and also I should look at what's on websites here again. They're all contract DLC vehicles for the last couple years, and most of them might remain. I wouldn't be surprised if like one of them, like the iWagon or something, was bolted, so keep that in mind. So let me go back in here for a moment here, then. So let me go back in here for a moment, then indeed, you guys shitty fucking through. Free Legendary to Sovereign. Free Legendary to Sovereign, yes indeed. Shitty fucking through. With all the acidness and shit, acidity and shit. There wouldn't actually be any for 2-door for the free and Legendary, that's right. Okay. There's the Astron right there. I was looking for discounts per moment, that's right, but only one is actually on discount. So Astron's still available as expected, same with the Reaver with the discount there as you can see, and then the Shinobi. Shinobi's still there. I already showed the Granger's still there earlier. Okay, and then the iWagon was actually next to it in the luxury, okay. So yeah, all 5 are still there on the website, it's okay. But yes, SDS proved in. All 5 are still there, yes indeed. Alright, now to go over any remaining money opportunities, like discounts, stuff like that at this point before going into any time trial stuff I want to play or anything. like I usually do at the end. Now, short trips I believe was on the main menu, but I did want to specify a little more on those that I did not do in the main menu just because it was not as easy to do that there. It was just not as easy to do that there. So, short trip, seed capital, I'm pretty sure is the first of the three. So in story order, I'm pretty sure it goes seed capital, fire it up, and then OG push for those that care for that. But yeah. Yes, yes, Bruce. Short trip seed capital. Honestly, being the very first mission, they're not gonna throw a lot of like crazy difficult stuff on the first mission. So obviously that one's pretty easy, as you would probably expect. Short trip fired up. I think is actually kind of the best one. You actually get access to a technical. You actually get access to a technical truck with like a gun on it, which is pretty nice. So you actually get a vehicle-mounted weapon you can use, which is pretty nice, especially when you have. You get a vehicle-mounted weapon, which is pretty nice, for sure. Vehicle-mounted weapon, which is nice for sure to be able to use instead of having to use your super limited weaponry, for sure. So I think Fire It Up might be the easiest one to grind because of having the technical with the vehicle-mounted weapon. I think C Capital's a close second. And then OG Kush. OG Kush is the finale mission where you have like a massive shootout and stuff like that, so OG Kush is easily the hardest one, so I wouldn't grind that one too heavily. I'd more so stick with these two. So yeah, that's the advice on the missions themselves here. Again, I think on 2 times these can maybe pay upwards of like 100,000 for like hard mode, which is pretty nice. So yeah, on hard mode, I think this can pay like 100,000, which is super decent for contact mission standards. But again, you do have limited weaponry and stuff like that, so that's why you get the 100,000 payouts, because of the limited weaponry and all the harder stuff and whatnot, all the harder stuff on the mission and whatnot. Retrieve security contracts. Yeah, I went over security contracts already as much as I pretty much wanted to, since I went in a ton of details on security contracts, since it's such a good thing to grind after all. I already talked about Day of the Dead Miss. Okay, I'm in games, I might as well show off those masks now, I suppose, here. For those curious. Royal Calicus mask, whatever, the Romance Calicus mask, and then the... Sorry, my bro interrupted me there, fuck the acidity as bro and shit. Royal Calicus Mask, whatever. Roman's Calicus Mask, and then the Floral Calicus Mask. I had to say that all again, kind of some shit wrote them, of course. So those are the 3 new mask unlocks.
Good to see you.
I may show off the t-shirt here since apparently it was new for me. Apparently they've given it out in the past by completing the short trips in a certain way. Apparently it was new for me. It looked like the earlier, definitely remember seeing that thing. It's been a couple hours, I might have lost like notifications now, but it's still. Alright, yeah, probably. Yeah, I definitely lost notifications in this couple hours, yeah. But it looked like all 4 of them popped up for me, all 4 ended up popping up for me, so I guess I did not have the one before, so I guess I'll shut off for this. Curious. If I personally already had it, I probably would not have done that already, or at all, I still won't do it. Still, I will do it.
Yeah, just have a look around.
No, no.
Okay.
Fuck the discount store. I hate going to the low-cost stores. I'm sorry. I just can't stand the low-cost stores. I know it doesn't really matter which one I go to, but I like going to my fucking fancy high-end one. And no particular location that I would want to go to. And I have a pride jet. I love to continue out where I want to whatever location I desire. Trying to pick up prostitutes in his vehicle, and that was obviously not the intention game, but whatever.
Welcome.
But whatever, indeed, you shit fucking acidy ass fruit and shit.
We have that in multiple colors.
There's that orange DJ Pooty.
Make sure you come back.
Okay, and then there's one more money opportunity, and I think it's mostly just discount stuff at this point. And then in any of the time trials and stuff I want to show off, like with my actual character and stuff, like I usually do. Alright, so money opportunity here. Okay, did they remove certain modes and add different ones? Looks like they did. I'm not seeing Slasher anymore. But I don't know if they exactly added new ones yet either, to be fair. I don't think it really says that on the newswire anywhere. I might just remove the Halloween ones because obviously not like Halloween content time much anymore right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't do much with it at all. I wish they would have added the transform race. I will say I wish they would have added the Halloween themed transform race, but I don't think they did that. I think it's called like Inferno. I think they have the Inferno one that's like Halloween themed, but they never even added that this time around, which was unfortunate, but whatever. The hiring is done like transform all. Nothing different there. Alright, yeah, I don't see Suck It Up and stuff in here, so yeah. Halloween death matches are obviously temporary modes. Right now you only have Dead Head, you don't have like Dead Drop or whatever, maybe I think was another one that was like Halloween. For like vaulted content, obviously. Obviously you're not gonna have your alien survivals anymore. So versus stuff right now. Deadline, Diamond, Double Down, Attack, Remix. There does. Okay. I think there is different adversary modes in the game right now. Last versus Dan is still in apparently. Maybe they forgot to remove that one, I don't know. But that's still in for some reason. Last versus Dan is still in for some weird reason. I think there might be a couple adversary modes actually that weren't there before. I don't know, Hunting Pack Remix I think wasn't there. So yes, I think Hunting Pack Remix was not here beforehand, so it seems this is a mode for the month of November here, as far as I can tell. But yes. I think the original Hunting Pack, you had like one team that was like on foot, and like the other one, you had to like have another team on like motorcycles chasing or something. Kind of same thing as if you have like both teams in vehicles or something this time around.
What do you want, Brett?
Where you have like the people that were in like the motorcycles on like the original one, and like vehicles trying to stop a certain specific vehicle, like and make it detonate or something. It's definitely a pretty fun remix mode. I think it's definitely a super fun remix mode. Unfortunately, they did remove the Scramjet. Trade price though, so there's no reason to really grind this mode unless you need your tier 4 for the 9th gen version of the game. So yeah, there's not too much reason to grind it though, unless you really need the tier 4 for the 9th gen version, since they did remove the Scramjet trade price instead of making Hunting Pack Remix a permanent game mode for some reason. And then kill quota 1 for 7. Seems you get the regular maps for kill quota right now as well. Now normally you do actually have access to certain kill quota maps. you pretty much always have permanent access to bunker kill quota, diamond kill quota, and missile base kill quota as well. Now you're also getting access to the regular maps as well. Now it looks like you're also getting access to regular maps too. But yeah, I don't really feel like explaining that one because that one's like always in the game in a sense. It's kind of like the Call of Duty gun game essentially, so actually will explain it. It's basically the Call of Duty gun game in a sense, but it's a little different maybe. Or does that know that mode?
I'm where I said I would be. Where'd you wander off to? You didn't listen to a word I said. Look, just meet me back at the
And
hotel,
yeah,
okay?
I guess the last versus stand like.
Well, how
But yes, I
hard
don't
is it?
know.
You got money, right?
I guess the
I'm
last
gonna
versus
have your
stands
ass
might be like a
paid.
month of November kind of game mode as well. So I guess they kept that one in for the month of November, okay. Either that or they forgot to remove it. Doesn't seem like a lot of returning game modes this time around for the month of November as far as I can tell. I think it's literally just Hunting Pack Remix, quota, regular kill quota maps, and last versus stand for maybe another month. Not necessarily a very good selection, I feel, this time, to be honest. I feel this will probably be the most exciting week for adversary modes for sure this time. But yeah, as for money making, I didn't really explain money making for Hunting Pack Remix. For adversary modes, I don't really feel you make more than a couple hundred, like, thousand an hour, like, regardless of the money making, basically, for, like, the times they do. So don't expect to make more than a couple 100,000, like, an hour, I would say. It's not going to be super lucrative for money. Clearly, you're going to want to do the security contracts that you can do in, like, remode of the game. Short trips and these require you to go into separate lobbies. You're probably much better off doing the short trips than you are the Hunting Pack Remix as well. Seems there's only these free money opportunities this time around. Yes, shitty fucking throat, Dan. Seems there's only these free money opportunities this time around, so do keep that in mind. So do keep that in mind, indeed.
Hey, stop by the
Easily the
hotel
worst
later.
money opportunity. And yeah, there's no reason to really play it aside for Tier 4 on the 9th gen version of the game, so... Like I said, they did remove the scramjet trade price. They did remove the trade price when they started vaulting the adversary modes, I'm pretty sure with the tuners update or something. And to show what I'm talking about here, for those not as aware, participate in 25 different adversary modes. It's only really worth playing for that, to be honest. Unless you just really like the mode. If you're not interested in playing adversary mode, then you don't really have to, unless you're going to your 4s for anything. As far as I can tell, that's the only differences for like game modes, but like ones that were like added for the monthly rotation. I'll need just a couple, I think. Again, Last vs. Damned, I'm unsure if they're intending to keep it for November or just flat out forgot to remove it or something. That's like technically 2 new game modes. I would say 2 new game modes per month, basically. One's even just the outside maps for the ones that were in like the bunker diamond missile base with the case of kill quota. Again, not a very exciting way to do this time for the monthly modes. Dang it, last wave was super exciting for the returning content for October time, so that's not too surprising, I guess. I'm gonna start charging my phone again here.
How you doing?
I lost like 10%, but still. My phone does die faster than a lot of phones probably on there, because it has like 71 battery. Has 71% battery capacity for like degradation rate or some shit. Which is actually not good, apparently. And yeah, sorry I'm taking a while here. I'm just kind of figuring out what I want to mention here next. I already talked about Simeons, electricity autos, test rides, and all that kind of stuff. I already talked about house kind of stuff right now. This is the last week, by the way, for the Plus subscription. Thankfully the game didn't shove that up my fucking face like it feel it usually does, but it's still. Okay. Couple property discount things, and then some remaining vehicle discounts at this point, along with gun van discounts, and then it's just anything else I want to do for the game, like time trial stuff. Oh, and that reminds me, actually, let me go over to the agency finally, so I can pick up my 250,000.
No respect.
So I can start getting 20,000 again. Or any van at all now at this point. Or any van, or any van. Or anything at all at this point is road knows. Tenacity is proven. Tenacity proven. Tenacity proven. Actually,
Everything okay?
Right, 81 million for the first time in my life on this game at a time. Career progression has been so amazing for sure, for hitting crazy amounts of money, that's definitely for sure. You know what, I mean, just stay here and... If we were talking about these discounts. So the property discount this time actually not there, but here this time, going with the general theme of the event, the agencies. So I have the most expensive one, I'm pretty sure already, so any of the other ones that show here will be less expensive options. $2,010,000 to $1,206,000. $2,145,000 to $1,287,000. 2,415,000 over to 1,449,000, and then whatever this one is, but I own it already, so I can't really show that one off, unfortunately. So yes. Agency properties are 40% off. $40% off discount, not a bad discount. On the second most expensive, you're literally getting almost $1 million off this one, which is pretty nice. Might get over $1 million saving something most expensive, I'm not the most sure, but again, I own it, so I can't show that pretty much. Guess I'll show the cheapest one for those interested. Okay, and you're not getting every renovation on discount, it looks like, okay. Only a very certain one, I think I saw. No. No. I don't even think you're getting the armory off right now. I think you're only getting the last one, I think, right now. Not even accommodation. Alright, yes, you're getting your vehicle workshop on a discount as well for 40% off. So the only renovation you get this time for 40% off is the agency vehicle workshop. I guess since they're doing a huge Tech vehicle like theme this time around, they didn't want to do like the whole 40% off the renovations like they usually do, but whatever. Not sure why they chose it the way they did. Kinda sucks for the armory and the accommodation especially, but whatever, yes. But whatever, it is what it is, I guess. 40% off from 800,000 for 80,000. You need this vehicle workshop for the Tech stuff that I mentioned earlier. The Tech stuff, I already explained a lot of stuff. It's clearly pretty worthwhile, especially in a free mode. If you're just chilling around in free mode and someone's harassing you or something, someone's grieving you or something, then it's super good to have, especially with missile lock-on jammer. There is nice uses for remote control units, especially on the electric vehicles, and you can kind of get nice use for ones with machine guns, as mentioned, but it's still mostly missile lock-on jammer for the Tech stuff that you have to choose one or the other, basically. And then obviously all the other stuff's super nice to have, like I mentioned too.
We met at Andreas' party.
It's a pretty good agency discounts there. Too bad it's not the whole like renovation thing, so you can get the accommodation for spawning there and the armory for like that nice stuff too. Cosmetics or whatever for me. The other two would have been nice to have on a sale too, for the ones that matter much at least. The Money Tech upgrades are 30% off as well, so your armor plating, the machine guns, vehicles already come with the armor, like, not armor, but vehicles already come with the bullet resistant glass, I'm for sure, for these. For the original contract ones in Monstrosity, I believe those already come with bullet resistant glass on them. So all you're doing there is... But yeah, I think pretty much every other mining tech thing is paid though, so like the armor plating, the machine guns, slip lines, the choice systems, the lock and jammer, remote control unit. All of that mining tech upgrade stuff is 30% off according to the newswire. I don't really have a new mining tech vehicle I have to get right now. I have all of them right now, so I'm not going to show that off in a mod shop or anything, but do know the mining tech upgrade is 30% off. And yeah, now to go over any remaining vehicle discounts, gun van discounts as well after that too.
Check out the new line.
Okay.
It's great.
So I'm gonna go by website here, by website order. Okay, I think there's only 2 vehicle discounts left to cover here. One I think was actually on discount last week, but I think it's on a higher percentage this time, so I might not talk too much about it because I talked about it last week. Alright, looking at last week's newswire, make sure the 26th, that was posted on the 26th. That means November 2nd was the post date on the other one, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Panado Course Sports was 20% off last week. This week it's 30, I'm pretty sure.
It's my idea. I came up with it. Listen, if you do this, I'm gonna destroy
Yeah.
you. You got that?
November 2nd was the post date on the newswire.
Oh yeah, I'm so scared. Sure, I'm.
Yeah, Panado Course was on
hello
discount
there. How
last
you
week
doing today?
too, so technically I already covered that one last week, so I don't want
I was hoping we could continue the conversation.
I don't want to have to repeat that since I did go over it. It's got some very obvious stuff to it. It's probably going to be critical with the mention and stuff. You get how special works on this one. If you're on 9th gen, you get how special works on it for crazy speeds. It's crazy there especially. In addition, HSW does also have the Monty Tech stuff at the same time, which is super nice. So it's also good on 8th gen too, because of that. So good on 9th gen or 8th gen, especially 9th gen. And you're even getting a better discount on it this time too. Instead of 20%, you're getting it for the 30%. So if you waited on the 20% discount, wanted a better sale, you're not getting a 40% like I feel a lot of discounts can be for vehicles, but you're getting 30%, which is pretty decent, which is actually a very decent discount for a new vehicle. New vehicles on 30% don't really happen that often, I feel. So yeah, I would take. If you've been waiting for it, this is a very good time for it. Though quite frankly, I felt it was very much worth full price with the HSW and the Amani Tech for sure. So I'd buy at any price, really, quite frankly. I think it could be one of your better HSW. It could be one of your better HSW and one of your better Amani Tech vehicles. It has both features after all. And yeah, there's one more, sorry. And yeah, Okay, I went over Panado course. I didn't mean to, but yeah. I kind of forgot it was on Benny's for a moment, I think. But yeah. The Yuga Classic here. I believe it's also on Severance Andreas. I think I also showed it on Severance Andreas. This one's a 50% off discount. 50% off discount, just like the Voltic from earlier, which is also 50% off. I mean, one of the huger discounts for vehicles here, percentage-wise. 195,000 over 97,500. And yeah, it is an advanced class, so there's not that many vehicles in advanced class to where it could maybe something worth considering. For the regular vehicle, even I'll check since it is on discount over performance numbers. But yeah. Alright, the Yuga Classic, according to the spreadsheet, it is 16th place for lap time and then 15th place top speed. And excuse me, actually, I forgot to go over the letter tier of it. I think the last one I went over was like a motorcycle, which didn't have that or something. But yeah, for the van class, the Yuga Classic is in the D tier. I might have actually mentioned that, I forget. But yeah, it's in D tier for the van class, apparently. 16th place lap time, 15th place top speed. Okay, nah. I wouldn't get that even with the Vans class not being the hugest class of vehicles in the game. I would upgrade it to the custom one, obviously, and then consider getting it. Or the Yuga Classic 4x4, it's considered not custom per se. There is a Yuga Custom, but it's a different vehicle. But yeah, I will talk about the customized example here, I guess, since most people will buy it for that. That does up it to the A tier, giving it 6th lap time and then 11th top speed. Top speed's still not great but for the Vans class, but yeah, it does give it some decent performance, so definitely turn it to the Yuga Classic 4x4. I would definitely recommend doing that. Only the Yuga here will be on the, only Yuga Classic here will be on the 50% off. This one is still a full price, so keep that in mind. And then that should be all the vehicle discounts and property discounts. Now just gun ban stuff, pretty much.
What's happening? Hello there.
Sure. What did you want to
Alright,
ask me?
sorry about all the quietness there. I don't know why I was looking at all the discounts, make sure I got them so many
Oh,
times. I don't know, I think
yeah.
because my...
A great choice for our first date.
I don't know, I think because my acidity. I
Hey,
think because my
man.
acidic fucking
Hi.
throat and shit right now. Fucking... I don't know. Maybe because of that shit, I've just been looking at it so long and shit. I think... And of course I have to let out a couple more burps after all that shit, what the fuck? Okay. So, I don't really think I found the gun van yet. I kind of forget. Yeah, I found it for a second without realizing. I don't know. Probably not. Yeah, probably not, actually. I don't know. Yeah, it definitely does not look like I found the gun van here. So I'll just do it for the weapon wheel, I guess. I think I'll definitely just do it for the weapon wheel. Not I guess, but I'm fine with that for sure. Definitely. Definitely fine with that. So I did kind of give the impression I'm not fine with that, so... Okay. So I want to go on the news wire order here, so not for the gun van here. It's just about the same order, maybe each time. Railgun here. Railgun.
My God!
Railgun is the one heavy weapon in the game that has bullet projectiles and is explosive ammo, I'm pretty sure. Not only that, you can also buy ammo. Not only that, but you can also buy like an ammo crate or whatever for like $1,000 from your Securus or CO menu, and it actually fills the ammo entirely instead of having to buy the ammo for like, what, 10,000, 20,000 or something for 20 rounds. I think it's like 500 per round, so yeah, I think it's probably 10,000 for like 20 rounds. So yeah, you can save like $9,000 up to on ammo, but then the ammo box trick pretty much with this Securus or CO at least. You can maybe do the same thing. I forget if it's the same price, but you can pretty much maybe do the same thing with Merryweather as well if you're not CO, or maybe if you're MC and there's no feature like that for an MC member. Very damn good weapon. It can be one of your most useful heavy weapons with the ammo trick of supplying the ammo for $1,000 each time. With the ammo box, that's pretty huge. Lets you spam the railgun a lot and not have to pay much for the ammo, which is super good, useful as fuck. I feel it's kind of the most useful explosive weapon, like heavy weapon class thing in the game for those that don't like to buy ammo a lot, so it's super good.
Seriously, nobody tells jokes about fat bitches. It was solid.
Fuck that rag!
This is going to be the final week, probably for a while, of having Unholy Hellbringer.
I got you. I stopped.
Or at least it will be the final week of like the plus discounts going on for the alien weapons right now with the Unholy Hellbringer, which is basically, I think it's basically a reskin of the Combat MG, but with no reload, which is pretty useful. Combat MG is already one of the better weapons in the game if used correctly, because I think there's no recoil in the Combat MG in first person, so that makes it super useful for the Unholy Hellbringer for sure. Now, I have the Widowmaker in the weapon locker, I think, right now, but the minigun's close enough. It's pretty much a carbon copy of the minigun. The Widowmaker is basically a minigun, but it has laser projectiles and has Republican, like, Space Ranger kind of like livery or something to it. It's literally just a carbon copy, like a copy paste. Literally just nothing different pretty much about it on like the Unholy Hullbringer compared to the Combat MG. So don't really bother with the Widowmaker unless you want to collect every weapon in the game. There is a trick apparently with the weapon locker where you can put like one weapon of a certain type in there and it will actually make the ammo infinite for the other ones. So since I have the Widowmaker in there, if I use my minigun, it will actually give me 9999 bullets each time I go into like a job and stuff like that. Each time I go into like a job in the game, it actually gives me the 9999 bullets, I think, because I have the Widowmaker and the weapon locker. That's something I looked into with like Gilly Master on YouTube or something. Or not me, but I watched a video from like Gilly Master on YouTube, I mean, of course. I wasn't responsible for finding or anything, but I watched Gilly Master's video about that. And then the Up and Atomizer, that will be on again, that's a plus discount right now, like per usual. Gets vehicles unstuck. Gets vehicles unstuck as infinite ammo since you only have a cooldown to wait. When you hit a vehicle with it, it'll ragdoll it, which is super useful. I don't want to mention much more on that because again, they've been available for so long now because of the plus benefits for the like plus subscription basically ensured they were in the gun ban for like a month straight and shit. So I'm not gonna mention much more than that there.
I'm a comedian. That was supposed to be funny.
Alright, the stun gun is 40% off for plus members apparently as well here. But yeah, stun gun is a 40% off discount for plus members right now. But yeah, it is significantly gimped. It is significantly gimped, significantly nerfed in comparison to the story mode one. There's a reason it was gone for so long in comparison to story mode. It was obviously nerfed pretty heavily compared to story mode. You cannot use it as a drive-by weapon, number one, so you cannot use it in a vehicle. Number two, the cooldown is significantly longer. Significantly longer cooldown.
Bitch, I'm happy. I'm tranquilo, motherfucker.
Significantly longer cooldown, so you cannot like stun lock people, because that would be broken as hell if you could stun lock the hell out of like other players. And yeah, even if you use the reload trick, you can't do that either. For those wondering, you can't do it the fast reload trick and do that either. They thought of that. They did actually think of that one. Now you cannot buy it from any nation. You have to either buy it for the agency or the gun ban. Plus members do get it for more discount to gun ban at least. And yeah, I want to show something in the career progression that the stun gun helped me with here. Reach wave 16 point endless waves. I can confirm that you can do that solo. You can do that solo, and the stun gun is a huge part of why. If you do the nuclear silo map, you can have the juggernauts. There's like certain corridors in like the nuclear silo where there's like a door and stuff, so you can like lure the like juggernauts to come to you and like every enemy to come to you. Sure, wave 16 takes like several hours doing it that way solo, but it is possible to do wave 16 solo, I can confirm. I've done it with the stun gun and stuff. Stun gun, like service carbine, the assault shotgun, I think just the only couple weapons I've been used, and it was more so the stun gun and the service carbine only, or maybe the assault shotgun instead of the service carbine, I mean. Yeah, not service carbine, more so maybe on a rare occasion, but yeah, I mostly used stun gun and the assault shotgun, and I did that so good. And yeah, being able to get that far and then with waves, therefore in turn could help you do clear 250 waves. Stun gun could be a good part for that too. And the 10 waves in survival when playing solo. Stun gun's a pretty huge part for tier 4 survivals. So it's super useful for that. Aside from that, you're not going to get that much use out of it, to be honest. It just has so many nerfs, it's not too useful aside for stuff like that are very niche, I feel. It's only super useful in very niche circumstances. And yeah, it disables the Juggernauts pretty good, so it is super good against Juggernauts. Disables Juggernauts pretty good, so it is indeed super good against the Juggernauts, which is nice. It does disable Juggernauts, it is pretty good against Juggernauts, yes indeed, shitty fucking bro, SDS bro and shit. The micro SMG. I think I have the micro SMG in the gun locker right now. Yeah, I do. But yeah. One of a couple better drive-by weapons in the game. It is one of a couple better drive-by weapons in the game, which is pretty nice. I think it's beat out by the AP pistol and then the new tactical SMG, but yeah. I think it does kind of default you over to the micro SMG, so it's kind of nice being a default one in a way. It does kind of give you an incentive to still use it, I guess. But me, I just have it in the gun locker, so my default instead is to like the AP pistol or something. And then just switch over to the tactical SMG or something. With the insane 60 magazine capacity. And the micro SMG's in the gun locker, so it just never runs out of ammo. Since I was having the ammo glitches with the tactical SMG, I just could never fucking use it. And it was at like 200 rounds each time. It was at like 200 rounds each and every fucking time, so I decided to put the micro SMG in the gun locker. And I never have that issue again. And it's always at full ammo, so it's nice. Every time I go into like a new session or some shit. So it could be good for that too, or any SMG really, but yeah. I feel it's one of the top couple better drive-by weapons still, but there's better options now, especially now with Sandra's Mercenaries, with the tackle SMG. So it's no longer the best drive-by SMG in the game now, for sure. Carbine rifle, the Mark 1 carbine rifle is at the gun van. All I'm gonna say is there's a Mark 2 variant for the carbine rifle, so upgrade it to Mark 2 so you can do like armor piercing rounds, all that kind of stuff. Or of course you could have it as regular rounds, you can buy the ammo from like the interaction menu and stuff if you want that instead. I don't really know which one would be best for ammo type on the carbine rifle Mark II in particular per se on top of my head. I just have it as armor piercing just because I want it, I guess like that. I don't know. So yeah, that's super useful for Mark II. And with the 10-year anniversary event, they recently added new liveries for the micro SMG and the carbine rifle, ironically. And then guess what else is there in the gun van right now? The RPG. All three of the protagonist weapons that got the protagonist like weapon skins like a couple months ago basically are in the gun van right now. Again, that was micro SMG, the carbine rifle Mark II, and now the RPG going over. Again, the RPG, I kind of mentioned earlier, there is times where you would actually want to use the RPG over your homing launcher. The RPG actually deals more damage than your homing launcher. Your homing launcher actually does not deal as much damage on vehicles like the Patriot Mule spec, the Jubilee, the Champion, the Gringer for 1600 LX, etc, etc, etc. Certain vehicles, the RPG will do more damage. BS, shitty acidy ass bro damn. Certain vehicles will actually do, RPG will actually do more damage to certain vehicles than what, like the homing launcher. Yeah. RPG sometimes can do like double the amount of damage that the homing launcher can do in some cases. So yeah, there is cases where you would want to use the RPG. And yet recently got the Trevor Phillips skin here, which is pretty tight as fuck on RPG for sure. Very tight skin they added lately on RPG
Hey, bud,
for sure.
Good God Almighty!
And then yeah, last couple are melee weapons, which are not going to be as exciting as any of the other ones. You had a knife, or let me talk about baseball bat first, because that's how it listed there on the newswire. The baseball bat. But yes, the baseball bat. If you are on the 9th gen version of the game, there's actually certain liveries for the baseball bat, especially for Plus members. They did them at times for Plus members. And there's even this one for non-Plus members, which is nice. So yeah, 9th gen is pretty good for delivery support, otherwise it's just your typical melee weapon. So you might be able to biker melee with it, at least might be a little number difference with it, kind of, for sure. So yeah, biker melee, and then there's 9th gen liveries. Biker melee, and then there's the 9th generation liveries, which is pretty tight as fuck. And then the knife you can use underwater, which is pretty cool. It's one of those melee weapons that you can actually use underwater. So that's pretty unique there. In addition, there's certain liveries on it, like the flame livery. Might not be able to see it the greatest, but there's a flame livery from like the survival section. So yeah, 9th generation, there's certain liveries for 9th generation versions of the game only. I believe the knife also had certain liveries that the baseball bat also had as well for like Plus members during the Drug War DLC times. But yeah. So yeah, there's extra cosmetics for them on 9th gen, which is pretty cool. And yeah. Why did I not mention a discount for regular players for everybody right now? Because there usually is. That's because it's grenades. Yes. Grenades are 20% off for regular players right now. Or everybody really for the event. Just your typical throwable, just your typical explosive throwable, with much is really else to say about it, honestly. Nothing really. Chose the grenade of all things apparently for the discount for normal players. And then you get pipe bomb as well as an offer. sticky bomb. But yeah, preferable offerings at the gun van. You also get the pipe bomb and then sticky bomb. Pipe bomb and sticky bomb indeed. Burpy belchy acidy ass bro and shit. But yeah, sticky bomb by the way is super useful with the armored trucks. Sticky bomb by the way is super useful with the armored trucks, yes. They added with Andreas Mercenaries DLC, they added armored trucks back. With Andreas Mercenaries DLC, Andreas Mercenaries DLC, they added armored trucks back, so it's super useful for that, which is nice for sure.
Maybe sometime. Bye.
Sure indeed, you shitty ass, yes, bro and shit. And then last but not least, you get armor as well, obviously, like per usual. Okay, so that was the gun van selection this time. Okay, so now I want to go over. But yeah. I said now I want to go over something, but no I don't actually. I went over everything for the discounts and money opportunities and everything. The rest of it will just be doing certain time trial stuff that I usually do. The HSW and the junk energy time trial that I really do at this point, so yeah. But yeah, I think like per usual, we're just going to be shitty acidy where people keep broken is where. Wait, no, not Moors. Yes, not Moors indeed. Shitty.
What you need, boss? Some wheels? I can bring them around.
That's the road them. And again, I'm doing a Bristow RA right now. But yes. As I explained before, there's a weirdness where you can't really use the fucking Italo G2 Stinger TT and then the Bravado Buffalo EPX, at least with the oil silk mines on. I'm not sure without them though. They consider them weaponized regardless or something, I don't know. I do not know. I do not know if they let you use those, honestly, without those as well. I'm not sure if they let you use the Italo G2 Stinger TT or the Bravado Buffalo EVX without them. I'll be quite honest, I don't fucking know. But I don't really fucking care to take those off, quite frankly, so I'm not going to. So yeah, I'm still using Bristow RA.
I'll get there as soon as I can.
So that's why I'm using that one, by the way, not the Mercenaries DLC one, even though it hasn't been like the 5th time of even though it has not been like the 5th time around of like the time trials since the DLC started, that's the reason why I'm doing a different one. That's the whole reason I'm doing a different one here, really, than Andreas Mercenary vehicle, for those wondering. Since I already did Monstrosity and the Venado, of course, which are the two that don't have the oil slick lines, that do not have that problem. Since I have the two with oil slick lines that do have that fucking problem, I'm not gonna fucking bother with it on those vehicles. So I did Real Sorry instead. So I did Real Sorry because of that instead. Shitty ass bro. Oh, come on. Yeah, that did not turn out the greatest eventually as you get it in, which was that little shortcut I talked about when I first talked about the time trial. By the way. But yes, shitty fucking acid burpee emoji bro did. That's that shortcut I was talking about when I was first talking about time trial, by the way here. I'm trying to do here, and of course it has to be rainy and shit right now too, which makes it even harder to do that. Probably at least. Shitty fucking program. God damn. Wish it weren't raining here, I swear. Anytime but now, what do you find rain? Kind of. Oh, come on, really? God, it's annoying. Vehicle got wrecked hard because of that fucking train right now. Of course, this fucking rain's preventing me from doing my little shortcut here. Or not little, it's a massive shortcut kind of, still. It's kind of a massive shortcut, yes, indeed. I might have finally got it kind of well here. I'll take it again, sure. But I don't have to deal with it again right now. Minute 53-second part time with the compacts class here at least. Whatever tier of class. Whatever, like, class tier they put it in, I don't know. There's, like, different, like, tiers or something they have for HSW. I forget which one you put the compact in. No, I'm not saying exactly the greatest to build with the shitty fucking rain and shit. Still. Even then, I don't know, maybe it's the handling of the Brizara as well, kind of, the, like, dirt and shit there, still doing alright, at least to build. Wish I was able to get it past there without that train leaving the way that one time. At least would have been nice indeed, you shit fucking through. Did I do it wrong or what? So fucking confused right now. Maybe there's a part I do different, just still, whatever I'm trying to get. I may have already fucked it up, still once this fucking rains fall if I did. I don't know, maybe I even shortcutted more than I expected because of doing something different. I don't know. Maybe I did something good that was different there. I don't know. Maybe. Just fucking maybe. Damn, I don't know if it's gonna make it now. Shit. Again, I don't know if I can make sure we fucked up or not. Yeah, I have. What's that one exception? There's another part that I don't see the round for. Of course. This fucking ring. I don't know, I kind of feel it switches in the middle. I don't know. Or like there's so many roads there, I might just get confused at that point all the time. Anymore, I feel, I don't know. Maybe I did a wrong turn or something, I forget. Honestly. God damn, half my headlights have popped, of course. Fucking game. Core. That will be kind of fun here, I imagine. I don't think that was the reason. I don't think that was the reason why it went bad. Like, I don't think a bad like start like that was why. It's just obviously because I do a certain part there right. I don't know. I mean, not commentate. Maybe it's like focus on what's going on. Oh, fucking, what the fuck? Come on. How? I'm not even risking, I wasn't even risk going on with that one. Fucking seriously, what bullshit, man? Really? Why did that even happen? For real? It's probably because shitty fucking rain still. Flipping my car and shit. Area. Oh, come on. That did not maybe go as well, but that could perhaps be fine. Took a long turn. Oh, fuck. Oh, come on. Shit's definitely 20 times now. Still doing that. Be a flawless run, but... Alright, guys. Alright, so now let's hop this here. I don't know if I've actually ever had an arrange with this, but okay. So maybe it's a little different. I don't know. I'm just had to do so many times. Some days and shit. Nice games. Probably have. Just trying to think of anything different, pretty much. Perhaps. I know I don't have to do them, but it's still an extra 50,000 for a little enough to do. But yeah, I had Wendy's yesterday.
Jesus Christ!
I had fucking Wendy's yesterday. Fucking those pepper ranch chicken sandwich shit. Fucking ghost pepper American cheese. Fucking ghost pepper American cheese. Fucking ghost pepper like ranch and ghost pepper like onion rings. Whatever the fuck. I feel the onion ring part was maybe an improvement slightly over the like other like ghost pepper one in the past. I don't know. I like the older ghost pepper one I did before with like the bun and shit. They didn't do that one at all. They only did like some new one with like regular like bread or like a brioche bun or some shit. That shit was tight as hell. And yes, I had that shit, you fucking bullshit. I'm not dieting different right now. I'm not dieting different right now. Fuck that shit. spicy stuff makes food interesting for me, so I'm still doing it as long as I can. And then, yeah, had the pumpkin fucking frosty, which was tight as fuck. I couldn't get fucking mellow yellow to fucking places out of that shit, man. I was looking for some mellow yellow to a lot of places have and shit, and all the fucking flavors of that was unavailable. And the service was like the shittiest service of any place, apparently. Fucking a soda machine fucking broke and shit, with my grandma used and shit, which was fucking trash as fuck. Soda machine was fucking broke and shit, and a lot of the shit wasn't even fucking in the soda machine. Like, there wasn't a lot of Coke flavors, there was like raspberry and lime, so I did raspberry fucking Coke when there was no mellow fucking yellow and shit. Fucking... They gave me the wrong fucking sandwich, they gave everybody the wrong sandwich, they didn't even give a fucking sandwich and shit. I'd return that shit to the people and shit. Fucking shit was ass as fuck, bro. Fucking, I was like the most ass fucking fast food experience ever. But still, it was a finger ass chicken sandwich though. My chicken was kind of tough though. Probably because the place was trash and shit. The location of the place though, still. Like Wendy's good as shit though, not the chain in general, but shit though. Just the one location then. And yeah, fucking Frosty was tight as fuck, and got that one in a different fucking Wendy's I could actually maybe do shit right. Fucking I swear a bunch of flag news came on fucking Wendy's apparently. Like actually, people wonder why we hate on black news. I'm kidding, no, not all niggas are like that. Fuck man, there's a bunch of fucking niggas that suck nigga. Of course we're gonna hate on them. Cause they're clearly lazy fucking bored shit. Kinda kidding, kinda not. Gonna lie. But yeah. That's gonna be it for the stream though. Fuck this fucking road dude. This road should better improve at some points, and I swear. If not, man, I don't know. I don't want to continue shit, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. I think next stream will be a Reddit Online stream. That should be when Reddit Online's next event, because that one ends on November 6th, which would be before the GTA one comes out. Yeah, next stream will probably be a Reddit Online event stream. That'll finally be it for the stream. Hope you enjoyed.